Hello, hello. Just hanging out for the moment. There's, I think, someone who's interested in this bit. Let's have a look at some stuff while we're here.
Great news. The boat is big enough for a grown man like you to fit underneath it in a supine position.
Oh, really? Hello! I wonder if this could be the fabled place you can sleep without being in the whirling in rags. So, wait, what will I be doing under there?
Know. Sleeping? What do people do under boats? This is merely a measurement from your visual cortex. Do with it what you want.
It is... Oh. Okay. Okay. Great news, I found someone new to sleep.
Huh?
I said, great news, I found somewhere to sleep. Point at the boat. Under this boat here. It'll be free. I can pretty much finish the case from under that boat there. It's dry, weatherproof, and free of charge. I'm gonna live under a boat now. And that's where I realise I need to redo the Twitch integration every... I will be ready in a second. I'm very distracted today, so I'm trying to focus up. Okay, you're racing through. So, here we go. Go back. What shall we say?
Sarcastic self-pity is not what we need at this moment, officer.
Hey! Who says I'm being sarcastic?
I understand the situation looks grim, but we must continue with our investigation.
You have a home somewhere. All cops do. When this is done, you can return.
Oh. Right, so we'll come back here. I was just, like, poking around while... There's some footprints here leading off. You probably already know that. Oh-ho. RCM Commander's jackets. Commander. I had guessed. Right, I think it's time to catch up on some of our bits here.
An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso. It still kind of looks like a map of the stars in the night sky.
Okay. Dare I ask what the most important autistic thing is? Okay. That's not autistic. It's just a thing you do, right? That's normal. Organising your inventory. You put stuff in alphabetical order. Let's work along this row.
The bullet is safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCM stamp. Kim has filled out the label on the bag with the item number, case number, and date.
That's a really good idea.
The bullet was found. Beside his orderly handwriting,
I should do that.
The bullet looks especially sad, like a tiny, shriveled head of cauliflower.
What do I do with you, bullet? Feel the bullet through the bag. I might need to get some Inland Empire up to interrogate inanimate objects.
What?
Lieutenant steps closer. I said, what do I do with you, bullet?
Well, if I was the bullet, which I'm not, I would say, find the weapon that shot me.
Good idea. I don't know. Good idea.
If we find who owns it, we will have likely found who used it, possibly to kill our victim.
I am not
In
at all
conclusion,
surprised.
The more we know about this bullet of yours, the better.
Feel the bullet through the
The
bag.
squashed bullet has some sharp edges where the jacket has split open. It feels cold, even through the bag. You wouldn't ordinarily have cause to handle jacketed bullets. The citizens' militia uses cast bullets only. Little pebbles of metal loaded from the muzzle, usually in a cartridge.
Inspect the bullet
The
closer.
jacket of the bullet is made of a yellowish metal. It has blossomed out to reveal a dark grey core. The base of the bullet is close to 5 millimeters in diameter. The core is lead. The brass jacket probably didn't cover the entire bullet. Otherwise, the softer metal wouldn't have expanded quite like that.
Look at the jacket.
You can just about make out a few striations near the base of the bullet. Little hairlines, linear. It feels standard.
And the core?
It's quite destroyed. Some of the fragments are still lodged in the wound.
What can you say about the bullet so far?
It's a soft point bullet with a lead core and a brass jacket close to 8 millimeters in diameter.
Okay. Jacketed means it would have been shot from a military-grade breech-loading rifle, and not from a muzzle-loader like those typically found on the streets of Revachol West.
Highly unusual. The people of Revachol haven't carried breech-loading weapons like this for nearly half a century.
Even the RCM uses ordinary unjacketed conical bullets. This is strange. Very strange. I like this, officer. Strange means unique. Unique means incriminating. We need to find the gun that shot it.
Something tells you that won't be anytime soon. This'll have to be one of those epic tasks that's open for a while.
Or have a similar rifle on hand. Aware of the name of the antique rifle you found. Have the full bullet specs. Encyclopedia said that this came from a breech loader. It can't actually be any better. So let's just roll the dice.
A rifle, revolutionary period. Your bullet looks to be an old 4.46 millimeter from the surplus left over from the turn of the century. Probably an antique or a retrofitted antique.
Make.
The 4.46 caliber was widely used with the Belmargrave rifle, a Revacholian manufacturer. The BM dominated the battlefields of the Insulindian theater of the anti-centennial revolution 50 years ago. Incidentally, you have just such a rifle with you, the dusty old thing you found hidden in the basement below the commercial area. It's unusable, sadly. If it were, the bullet would probably fit the chamber.
Is anyone still making these rifles?
No, but Zeliger, a major firearm manufacturer, ended up with a surplus after the war. So there are still a lot of these old military rifles floating around, usually broken. The quality was appalling.
Who uses Belmargrave rifles these days?
Antiques enthusiasts, guerrilla fighters in distant countries, a few lucky jamrock bangers. You're looking for the same thing you found in that hidden weapons cache, only in working order.
What are you thinking? Bullet?
I think I know where this came from. Dangle the bag thoughtfully.
Okay. And?
The shot probably came from a Belmargrave rifle.
An antique. That makes sense. There can't be many breech-loading rifles floating around in Martinaise, or anywhere in Revachol, really.
Why not?
Sure, there's some arms trafficking, but the laws prohibiting the use of breech loaders we inherited from the monarchy have been effective, from what I've seen. Some new RCM recruits get impatient with their muzzle loaders once they've trained with military-grade weapons, but they realize it's worth it in the end.
Prohibiting peacetime law enforcement to front-loaded rifles is a policy enforced by the Moralist International in all the nations of the Real Belt.
Worth what? Getting shot? I think we should have more powerful guns with the law. Makes you consider every shot. I like it.
Imagine if everyone, cops, citizens, had access to firearms that could shoot multiple rounds without pausing to reload. After the first shot, the second, third, and so on come much easier. But back to the investigation.
Seems we're looking for antiques enthusiasts. Could the victim have been mixed up with foreign guerrilla fighters? Have well-armed jam-rock bangers started crossing over into Martinaise? So something mysterious is afoot with this antique bullet type. Do we go from the top, do you think? From the top, then.
Doesn't seem that likely, but we'll check out all possible leads. Next step, finding the gun itself.
Hang on.
Okay, and? An antique. Sure, there's some new art.
Prohibiting peacetime law.
Imagine if everyone. But back to the investigation.
I wonder if he says the same thing every time.
Let's find out. Next step, finding the gun itself.
Right, done with the bullet. Ooh, this could be interesting.
There's no way to listen to the tape without a working tape player or portal-reel at hand. But even just holding the tape makes you feel a little sad. A pawn shop would have a tape player.
Wouldn't it just?
A police badge on which you see the photo of a man. Some seaweed is stuck to the back.
At least something good came out of all this.
Lieutenant glances at the badge in your hand. Study the badge.
Placed between two durable plastic sheets is a bluish card with lines of information and a watermark in the shape of the street grid of Revachol West. You see a photo, a name, a rank, a document number, the date of issue, and, in the lower right corner, your precinct.
Look at the photo.
The man keeps winking at you with his green-grey eyes. The photo is old, no doubt about that. But the badge is new. You used an old photo for a new badge.
How old?
8, maybe 10 years. The guy in the picture is rather good looking. He's got a nice haircut and is distinctly lacking in massive sideburns.
Ah, you can see what it's going to look like. It looks better once it's all come off, because I thought that I was like, oh, it's going to be really dull, but it's because it's so bright and shiny. It just looks duller than it is actually going to be. And he's winking. Why?
What do you think? His face is already contorted by the expression, although it looks less grotesque on him than it does on you now. The badge in your hand shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information on it, and a shining watermark.
Name, Harrier Dubois. Dubois.
Harrier, that's long for Harry. So you are Harry. Evrard was half right. Probably not a lot of people know your full name. Whoever told him you're Harry Dubois didn't.
Wait, what kind of a name is Harrier?
It's a wartime name. Revolutionary. The kind mothers give their sons during troubled times. Like Undying or Boxer or Ironhide.
A name like armor.
But I don't want to be Harrier Dubois. Don't accept it. Harrier Dubois. Harrier Dubois it is then. Accept it. I'm inclined to go with the name. Accept who I am. Let's accept it.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, Harrier Dubois.
He's not going to call you Harrier. He'll keep calling you officer when he's angry with you, and detective when he's not. The badge in your hands shines as you
We're a
rotate
lieutenant
it,
too.
catching light. You see lines of information.
Rank. Lieutenant. Second junior officer, I reckon.
Lieutenant W. Freighter.
What's a Lieutenant W. Freighter?
The lieutenant is a rank above sergeant and below captain. It's the highest rank in the RCM that still does field work. I am a lieutenant.
And a W. Freighter?
The title of Freighter is added to your rank when you decline a promotion to a higher rank. In your case, captain. You have declined twice, thus you're double Freighter.
Declined?
There are many reasons one would do this. The rank above you in your precinct's décomptage might be taken, or sometimes promoted officers do not want to replace their superiors, out of respect. And sometimes they just prefer the type of police work available to their current rank, in your case, lieutenant.
Heavy-duty case-solving machine.
What's a décomptage? I thought my rank was drunk. Then back to the document. What's a décomptage?
Décomptage is the hierarchical system employed by the Revachol citizens' militia. It means counting down to twos.
The countdown is modeled after the dual leadership system employed by the left during the revolution, which in turn was developed by last-century experimental psychologists in the University of Königstein.
The lowest rank is junior officer, usually teenagers. Then there are the patrol officers, then sergeants, lieutenants, then a captain. That's basically it, except for a few kinks.
What kinks?
Kinks like satellite officers and the additionally a freighter rank I already explained.
The long and short of it is, you're his superior.
Wait. Satellite officers?
You are given the title of satellite officer if your partner is quickly promoted through the ranks and you rise with him. You don't seem to be a satellite.
So you've been putting up with all my bullshit because I'm your superior? So you've been putting up with me because we're of the same rank? Thanks for explaining all this, don't mention it. Well, we're his superior, actually. I'm between 1 and 3. Don't want to do 2. I think 1 is... You did 1. How did that work out for you? I want to know, so I'm going to do 1.
No, I've been putting up with you because despite an unconventional approach, you are doing good police work. It matters more than driving your motor carriage into the sea. And now we've even found your badge.
He smiles encouragingly. Kim, yeah, you can be honest with him.
He trusts you, for now. Try not to spoil it.
I thought my rank was drunk.
Yes, apparently you've had a rather successful career in the past, and this leads me to believe maybe your current situation is only temporary.
Thanks, that gives me hope. I'm afraid there are no ex-alcoholics. I don't want to get better. Be nice.
Good.
Says with a quick smile. Then back to the document.
Such a small yet precious thing. Expensive paper caught between thick plastic, like a fly in amber. It reads...
Serial Rev 12 62 05 Jam 41.
That's just the serial number. Revachol, Jamrock, Precinct 41, with some numbers thrown in there for good measure.
The numbers are not there for good measure. They have an administrative purpose, one that's unfortunately been erased from your memory.
Date of issue 7th November 50.
4 months ago. I'm guessing that's when you were promoted to the rank of Lieutenant W. Freighter. A new badge usually comes with a new rank. You seem to have been doing well then.
You're pretty sure you weren't doing well, but better? Probably yes. A lot can happen in 4 months, especially in winter. The winters are never easy on you, of that you are sure.
Precinct 41.
Yes, it's the designation of your precinct. 41. Like mine says 57. The 57th is mostly industrial harbor. A lot of asphalt. The 41st is...
He stops. What?
It's a tough station to work in. You have all of Jamrock to cover. That district should have 3 precincts, but money is what it is.
It's no wonder you are like you are, he thinks. But then again, it's a legendary district, and a hell of a station too. It must be an honor and a curse to work with people like Price, McCoy, Berdiaeva. Roberts, Feuerbach, Dimitri. Suddenly, names from your decomptage flash in your forebrain. And you? Is it an honor to work with you? Don't ask him. Ask yourself. The badge in your hand shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information on it, and a shining watermark.
Alright. Let's have a look at this then. I think we still have to do that one properly.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope. A 12 to 40 month construction period and the zoning plan in the addendum.
Get the zoning plan.
The youth center cuts into the ocean like the bow of some great modern ship. Apparently, it's going to cover most, if not all, of the street and the square between the existing houses. It's 3 stories tall. It's going to be awfully close to the already existing buildings, almost wall to wall, practically integrating them into the youth center. This is either an ominous or cool architectural choice. Hard to say. My money is on cool. Looks like a cubic pyrite.
Kim, what do you think of this?
I'm no property lawyer, but it looks fine. I like the print size. They're not selling or leasing anything. It's not a perfect solution, but...
Shrugs.
How else are you going to build something? It's always inconvenient to build things, and citizens inevitably have disagreements over such construction projects. But there's no other way.
Oh really? Let's try and find a root wall, but first... let's punch our intellect up.
There doesn't seem to be anything of interest here. No fine print. You're smart. You can read.
Yeah, double one always loses. Well. It is, but we've got a chance. We've got a point.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope. A 12 to 40 month construction period and the zoning plan in the addendum.
We can up our logic. Let's do it.
The note is written with a blue pencil on a...
Really? You don't have a single guess? Oh, I'm sure that child would love to get his hands on a filament memory, even if he doesn't know what to do with it. It probably tried to pawn it for speed, based on our encounter.
There it is again. The scent of ape. You take the legal documents out of the envelope.
Can't go
12
any
to
higher,
40
so let's
month
just do the check.
construction period and the zoning plan. There is no loophole. The simple truth is the current residents are going to lose their street access, and for the next 12 to 40 months, their lives will be dominated by constant construction noise right next door.
Wait, what are the ramifications of this?
Once the construction starts, it'll probably take a few months, a year maybe, for even the most stubborn occupants to get tired of living like this. After that, they'll sell their property for cheap and move out.
But Kim, point to the photocopy. These people are going to have to move away. Can we do something about it?
I should have seen it.
Lieutenant frowns as he reads over the document again.
Eva probably has eyes on us, but we could try to get other people to sign this instead of those listed. Or you could forge their signatures yourself. By the time he finds out, we'll already be gone.
Okay. So we need to find somewhere Everart's people can't do this. Right, I think that's everything in there apart from maybe
There it
this.
is again. Bitter. Whatever petrochemical until a block feels so familiar.
Yeah, we've done that.
The note is written with a blue.
Yeah, we're done with that lot. Right. Yeah, for empathy, I've got an extra thing, so
Yes?
ah ha ha ha! Sweet, eh? The drama. Drama's great. Drama's one of my favourite skills, actually. I've got a lot of drama bonuses, though. Yeah, any skill high enough talks to you. You were determined to get that door open, weren't you?
worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting.
We can sit on benches after.
Oh.
Yes?
That's a lot of physical instrument. You're a physically adept RCM member then.
Hi, officer.
A woman in a raincoat stands on the quay. Considering an overturned boat, a sword in a scabbard hangs from her hip. She's armed.
Anything I can help you with?
That depends. Where are we exactly?
A fishing village on the seashore. This place doesn't really have a name. It's sometimes called Elysium.
Lecible. Why?
The sign on the street leading here is illegible. Has been since they built this place.
The wind rattles her earrings, which appear to be fishing hooks. I have questions. The first is, what is your name?
The name is Lillian. People call me Netpicker. I think I have time for questions, and that was actually the second one.
Indeed, you're always confused as to your whereabouts. Ask her about the cool sword. Helps to break the ice.
I'm looking for someone maybe you can help. I was asked to get your signature. Nice sword. Let's go with that. Went to the so does it come with a story?
Unfortunately, the factory sold this one with a 3-year warranty instead of a story. It's to intimidate folks mostly.
Hold on. Do you know how to use it? It is imposing. God. Isn't that what guns are for? It is imposing. Odd.
It's a regular mass-produced sword, like a shovel or an axe. Nothing fancy, just for intimidation.
Why do you need intimidation tactics?
From time to time, people need a lesson in respect. That's just the way it is. Back in the day, I caught the eyes of many men. And believe me, men need a lesson in manners from time to time.
Figures. Typical patriarchal nonsense. Masculine venomosity. Can I borrow that sword? Why don't women arm themselves why don't more women arm themselves if it's so effective? So where are all the men now? I'm gonna go with my inexplicable feminist agenda answer.
Sure. venomosity. But boys will be boys, and God knows we don't have many around. So far, the sword has been enough to keep them in line.
Can I borrow that sword?
No, I'm afraid not. Tempting to confiscate the blade I used to keep these animals in check. You would put me in an early grave.
Why don't more women arm themselves if it's so effective?
What makes you think we haven't? The truth is that almost everyone in this life is scared and tired and stupid and too dull for that. That goes for men too. But they put on an act for us. Pretend like everything's good and living in shit doesn't bother them. Like anyone falls for that.
Behold, point to the expression on your face. I'm a proper man, believe me. True, most people I've met are scared.
No one wants to talk about how frightened they are. But only frightened people are really dangerous. And plenty of them are dangerous.
So, where are all the men now?
Some went to patch their wounds, their lesson learned. Others were more thick-headed. And one of them, I ended up marrying.
Wait, why, if they're thick-headed?
Guess I enjoyed the way he bled.
Your expression doesn't change. It's hard to say if it's a joke.
If it is, then why the melancholy?
Where's your husband now?
Gone.
Gone where? Gone. Coward. I would never leave anyone. He disappeared. Sounds like a missing persons case. Gone where?
To the waves. The sea took him. It was a long time ago.
That's bad. What happened? Oh, say no more. Wait for her to continue. He died? Was he murdered? Well, clearly he wasn't. Oh.
He didn't respect the sea. Went out there, drunk like a skunk, and sure enough, one day the boat was found floating empty. The bloated corpse turned up 2 weeks later. Now, before you tell me how sorry you are for my loss, know that it was 4 years ago, and I've moved on. There's only so much mourning you can do for a drunk with sinewy muscles.
Yeah, death is nothing. I shit on death. Time really is the best cure for sorrow, isn't it? It's healthy to let go and move on. Gotta keep the wheels spinning. Where to put me dice? Okay. It's healthy to let go and move on. Gotta keep the wheels spinning.
Us working folk don't have the luxury to be bedsick with melancholy. I buried him, mourned for an appropriate amount of time, and went on.
She crosses her arms.
Life didn't really change that much for me and the kids.
She glances to the village where two little kids are playing with what looks like rocks.
This is neither a touchy nor a very interesting topic for her.
I have no idea if I want to do that one. I'm looking for someone. Maybe you can help.
Let's see. Who are you looking for?
I'm looking for missing cryptozoologists.
I don't think I know what these are. Care to elaborate?
People who look for imaginary animals. People who look for animals who are hard to find. People who look for animals mainstream scientists deny exist.
Aha! Like snowmen.
Snowmen? I haven't heard about those.
2 old guys have been wandering around here, nose in sand, talking nonsense about snowmen and the like.
Wait, the like?
Right. Not only snowmen, also green men, monkey men burning rhinos. You get the picture.
Oh, you're getting it. And it is gorgeous.
Where did they go?
I don't really know. Further down the peninsula, I guess. I mean, that's where they were heading. Who else are you looking for besides snowmen?
That's it. I'm not looking for anyone else right now.
Well, how can I assist you then, officer?
What do you do around here?
Like I said, fish mostly. Sail the waves, take care of the kids, pick nets. Right now I'm tarring a little skiff.
What else?
I sell the fish to people in the Delta to serve at their fancy restaurants. Authentic insular Indian cuisine.
Is that enough to make a living?
Sometimes I also walk to the beach to see what the sea has given up. The sea is full of surprises.
Keep it professional, man. Don't make it sound like you're hitting on her.
Interesting. What have you found? I never thought the sea brought in anything particularly interesting. Walking on the beach sounds quite romantic.
Wood, pieces of glass. Every once in a while we see dead bodies. Human, animal, fish, other odd sea creatures. A mine washed ashore once. Bottles, drugs also. Lost cargo in general. Most of the time it's just wood and glass.
All right. Major choice moment. You only get to ask one thing. It would be weird to say them all. Choose wisely.
I need to know about those human bodies. A mine. The RCM could use a mine. Where is it? Drugs. I need info on this. Major Narc. This place looks bad. Why don't you leave? I need to know about those human bodies.
Well, you're barking under the wrong tree then, officer. I have no interest in floaters. Seen enough of them in my life already. Very unattractive bunch.
I take it that's your skiff. Point at the overturned boat.
Sure is. The Sun, I call her. Coated with a fresh layer of tar just yesterday. It'll take some time for it to dry, assuming the sunny days continue.
Sunny days. Catch a snowflake in your palm.
Aye. Sunny days. You got a problem with that?
No, ma'am. We have no quarrel with sunny days.
Good. It would have been bad news had it turned out it wasn't a sunny day. Bad news for the skiff, bad news for the nets, bad news for the kids.
There's a moment's silence. She looks at the slushy snow melt on the yellow belly of the boat.
When do you think the boat will be ready?
In time, when the sea turns and the winds settle, she will be ready.
My prediction, it will be at least 2 days.
Okay, let's come back to that. Be seeing you.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone. He can't be more than 5 years old. He watches his brother kick the stone with his tongue lolling out of his mouth.
You must be Leona's twins.
This one doesn't say anything, kicking the concrete with his worn-out sneaker.
Lily's our mum.
I already said
The
that.
stone kicker laughs suddenly. His head is too large for his shoulders. The other one laughs as well. Wow, so intellectually stimulating.
You guys look like identical.
The stone-kicking one becomes frantic all of a sudden, as if that's something to be scared of. The obvious fact that you just stated.
He looks just like me.
The other one says, yeah, I said that.
The boy doesn't answer. His brother throws another rock. Both of their hair is covered in some kind of dirt.
You're bad with kids.
I am, yes. And what are you, Kid Master General? It's impossible to be good with kids. They're too stupid.
Maybe I am. Now, how about some actual police work? We are not getting anything here.
Okay. Bye, kids. Take care. Ah! That might be useful.
Hello, mister.
A young girl, barely 4 or 5 years old, sits on the sofa. She's looking at you with frank
She
curiosity.
clutches a small stuffed animal. Occasionally, she twirls it around.
I'm going to come back to that actually, and look around a bit more. A woman next to a bucket of clothes hums an odd melody. Her eyes are closed.
You're not sure about the melody, but it might be South Samaran, possibly Sigayan, also known as the apricot suzerainty.
Welcome to the fishing village. Please lean in closer. I have cataracts.
Can't see? Then how do you know I was here? Lean forward. What if I don't want to? Have a vote while I grab a cuppa. can't see, then how do you know I was here?
I still have a golden ear. Come, come.
She beckons you towards her. Lean forward, or what if I don't want to? It's a bit wet outside, and I need to put a cover on my bike.
Oh, welcome, police officer. We don't cause any trouble around here. And we don't want any trouble either.
We are not here to cause any trouble, madame.
Well, he said, we're cops. We don't cause trouble. We take care of trouble. We're cops. We're hellraisers. Click, click, bang, bang.
Oh, of course. Last time we saw you around here was 12 years ago. You also came to take care of trouble then. Wish you did. But still, in Martinaise, you're considered an ill omen.
Wait, I've been here before?
No, not you personally. I meant the RCM. Some of the men got into a fight. One of them killed another, locked himself in that woodshed over there.
He points to the building
He
behind
was
her.
brooding, needed some help opening the door. You got it open for him and took him to think about what he'd done in a more secluded place, somewhere more quiet.
She says it as if he was on some kind of spiritual retreat.
What kind of an ill omen are we talking about?
Oh, the usual. Dark tidings. Black hound.
That's you, all right. A black hound licking your own heels.
I am an ill omen, all right. Proceed. If I'm considered an ill omen, why hasn't anyone told me that?
Maybe they are afraid.
Why?
Because you're an ill omen. But you're still welcome here. As long as men with guns aren't chasing you. And maybe even then. Because that's the kind of fishing village we've built. I'm sorry there's not a lot of room to park the motor carriage. And not a lot of houses. Or a lot of people. My kids are long gone, searching for treasure. So are others. Ah, look at me ramble on. What brings you to us?
Where could someone stay around here?
Stay? Most people here are trying to leave. That said, if lodgings is what you're looking for, I've got a free room in the shack.
How much is it?
I won't charge you for it. Take it as a gesture of goodwill from the village to the RCM.
Wait, hold on. You're just giving it to me. I'm not sure it's appropriate for the RCM to accept free accommodations. Hang on, let's go with
No
that.
one is using it, and God knows it's not much anyway. You can stay there.
She's still so having the side pondering something. I'm not sure it's appropriate for the RCM to accept free accommodations. There's this guy, Garte, who makes me give him money every night just so I don't cry out in the cold.
That's exactly how they get ya. That's why we built our own cinder block houses on the seaside. So we don't have to give money to those crooks. We might not look like much, but they are ours.
Wait, why isn't anyone using the room?
My kids grew up and left like they do. The house is long empty now. I live in the small side attachment. It's easier and cheaper to keep warm.
So one more time, I can just have the room.
Aye. The room is pretty bare bones, but it's got a bed and roof over it. That's more than some folks have around here.
When Varson communist revolutionary Ignas Nielsen was in hiding, he stayed in a hut on the Boreal Plateau for 10 months.
It would help me stay in touch with the proletariat. Oh, this could be the first chapter in my rags to riches memoir. Now this is real Revacholian hospitality. That Garth must be half kipped or something. Oof. Unfortunate that incremental development hasn't elevated this neighbourhood yet. I see potential here. I don't need much. This sounds just fine. I think it's 1 or 5. I think 1 sounds right to me. It would help me stay in touch with the proletariat.
You best not be plotting another revolution under my roof. We barely got through the last one. But the room, do you want it?
You got yourself a tenant. Get keys to your new home.
Don't make an old woman regret opening her house to the police.
Understood. The key appears from under her apron as she hands it
Well,
to you.
if you are not in the hostel in the morning, I'll know where to find you. Here, in a shack.
He's a little relieved you're no longer in that room.
What's in this fishing village?
Just us. It's barely a village anymore. We almost don't exist. This is pretty much a non-place. A gap. A blank spot on the map. Just a cluster of nameless shacks on a nameless street.
I think it's beautiful.
The place is so pornographically poor, it's not even funny.
Who else lives in this village?
Well, there's Lillian and her kids. A few new folks live in the house to the east, but they're away right now. And then there's the drunks. Not a pretty sight, but there's little we can do about it. Home is home, even for them. Lillian is tough. Tougher than the men here, at least. If it wasn't for her and the kids, this place wouldn't have a spark of life left.
I haven't seen any drunks yet,
Sooner
though.
or later, you'll see for yourself. Don't have to look long to find these guys.
There's got to be something here. Tell me.
Over there, you can find more of the same. Shacks and trees growing wild. That's the pox.
The pox? What's that?
An old military hospital and its surroundings. Or it used to be, during the time of the suzerain. After the war, it was turned into a goodwill hospital for shell-shock veterans and folks looking for some quiet in the old sanatorium gardens. Now the area is crisscrossed with nameless streets and makeshift cinder block houses, shacks as far as the eye can see.
What happened to the hospital?
The goodwill ran out. The staff left and the place was shut down. It's long gone by now.
Is there a way to make a little money around here?
Here? For you? No, officer. The only money we have here is some coins the drunks tried hiding from their women and then forgot about.
We found most of those, I think.
Under carts, boats, in little boxes. It's not hard to find.
This place is pornographically poor.
The lack of wealth is the one thing we've got in abundance.
The woman smiles cryptically.
Riddles. Fits with the general ambiance here.
Aye. Sometimes it's as though I'm also gotten lost inside this nameless nothing.
I'm lost too.
Oh, it seems to be a common theme these days.
I think I'm in the process of finding myself again. Maybe I should stay lost, just move here and disappear completely.
Isn't that what people always think when they are lost? Something I can do for you to find your way, officer?
Alright, there's another topic I'd like to
She
address.
nods, rinsing another piece of cloth.
What's further down the coast?
Not much. There's the abandoned church, the DeLorean Church of Humanity. It's been there since before my time, even.
Why is it abandoned?
Some things just don't fly, officer. Look around. Who'd go to church here? They built it 300 years ago. Must have been nicer then.
So, they don't hold services there anymore? The Ecclesiastes?
No, we've tried, but things just keep happening. Crime, accidents, other things. The place never stays open. It's a pity. It used to be such a nice church.
She's not telling you all she knows. Keep her talking.
I get the feeling you're leaving stuff out. What else is going on?
Well, there's that music. Music from across the sea. Huh. It started a few days ago, and now it's blasting even through the night. And now, suspicious-looking people are sneaking around the church. I don't like that.
Interesting. You could look into this ruckus if you have the time.
What else is on down coast?
Before you get to the church, there's some ruins, an apartment complex, or some kind of electrical plant. Run-down bunch of houses, empty.
Which is it then? Apartments or electrical plant?
I don't know exactly. A pre-war place. It used to be something. Before the war. I wasn't here then, you know. Was born in Samara.
Anything else of note?
Of note? The old fish market up on the boardwalk. But it's closed.
Who'd want to come to a fish market here?
No one. That's why it's closed. It was once a bustling place, back when I was young, and so was everyone else.
Just a moment.
Now, what catch we do bring in goes straight into a lorry for the Delta or somewhere else.
That's it? There's got to be more along the coast.
What? You're one of those real estate people with big plans? If you want a development opportunity, you can check out the abandoned building over at Land's End. Used to be a supply depot, we think, sending goods and ammo across the bay. It's jammed shut though. We tried to get in, see if there was anything to sell or scavenge, but it's impossible. And now you know everything there is to know about this coast.
He drops a bar of soap in the bucket with a splash. Tell me about yourself. Who exactly are you here?
Me? No one. Just an old washerwoman. Mother called me Isabel, if that's what you're asking. And my married name is Sadie.
Isabel
Now
Sadie.
it's your turn, Mr.
Lieutenant W. Frito Harrier Dubois.
Quite a handle you got there. So many titles. One of them double.
Goodbye. I'm off. Getting their signature. Let's look at our new digs.
The door has seen better days. The layer of paint has started to peel off due to the salt and wind from the sea. Even the lock looks slightly rusted.
Unlock the shack door with the key.
I'll wait outside to give you some time and privacy to check out your new living arrangements. But just so you know,
Just so I know.
after we are done with the day, I'll still be staying in the whirling in rags for the night. We'll meet in front of the shack in the morning.
The key turns with a satisfying click. You can enter the shack now. On the table, you see a bowl of water, a rough soap, and next to
Ooh.
it, a small hand mirror.
Let's
a
see if we
straight
can get
razor
that.
soaks inside the wash basin.
Is shaving the right call?
The water reflects back a vague image of your face. Nose bulbous and red, hair unkempt, wrinkles lining the eyes and forehead. The stash is gigantic. An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see the reflection of your face in it, adorned with the expression.
We'll get to that. Ooh, nice jacket. Right, we can probably do the shaving.
On the table, you see a bowl of water, a rough soap, and next to it, a small hand mirror. A straight razor soaks inside the wash basin. Like an artist with a brush or a master swordsman, you use the small mirror and the straight razor with some soap to remove all that unkempt hair from below the nose line. The sharp blade chafes against your skin, producing a scratching sound. The surface underneath the beard feels tender, the air brushing against it chilly. They feel so smooth, surprisingly so. A feeling of freshness overcomes you, as if you just came from a cold bath. The water reflects back a vague image of your clean-shaven face. Despite the bulbous nose, unkempt hair, and persistent swelling, you look a little younger, maybe. You almost look like a professional.
Yes? Yes. I don't know what to say. Perhaps, I'm not really sure about this turn of events. I think the mutton chops might have been a better idea. They sort of seem to cover up some of the...
Yeah, damage. He means damage.
Either way, good anyhow. You were saying?
The noxious odor emanating from the drunken man is strong and familiar.
Don't you call her? Yeah! Don't call Abigail! Abigail. Don't you fucking call Abigail.
You're not going to get anything out of this guy. He's too drunk.
Don't call Abigail. Hey, tequila!
Good to see you. How's business? How's the whole reality situation treating you? So what's happening? Yeah, Tequila Sunset. How are the, high-concept, reality-based adventures proceeding?
He says it like it's obviously your name. Like you called someone Billy Brunel or leader of the 4th Street Gang. Good. These people know your true name. Looks like it has preceded you, Mr. Sunset. More on that later.
It's good to hear that you're on top of things. Talking about used to, did you know that I used to be a real mover and shaker? Sadly, things aren't going that well in Idiot Doom Spiral Land. Haven't found those keys yet, haven't won that great piece of ass back. No word from my business buddies.
Idiot Doom Spiral, huh? This is bound to be a good, high-concept conversation. At last.
We are saving the world.
Please! Please don't call! Don't call!
Okay, we're drinking. We're drinking alcohol. That's what we're doing. I tried to save the world once, a long time ago, with enterprise, creativity, and willpower. But that didn't work out. So now, it's a pirate's life for me. It's you. You're Tequila Sunset. We've met before. Don't you remember?
No, you sure don't.
Aha. Do you want to know how Tequila Sunset came to be?
Tequila. Tequila Sunset. Something ominous there.
You think you feel bad now. Wait till you've heard the story.
No. You need the wisdom.
Let me take a sip to moisten up my cords. Tequila Sunset rolled into Martinaise last Friday. And by Tequila Sunset, I mean you. The man, the myth. Hey, let's not jump ahead of ourselves. This is your story. Stop interrupting. You got here on Friday to solve a case, hoping to be the early bird who gets the worm. And by the worm, I mean the buzz. Because as far as I know, all you did was get pissed drunk. Word on the street is you went around the local hostel telling people that you're a police officer, and that it would be really fucked up if you shot yourself in the head right in front of them. That's pretty high concept, if you ask me.
It is. The lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He's listening as casually as he can.
It was a late Saturday night when we, the Union of Moribund Alcoholics, were getting our drink on. Nothing remarkable about this. We get our drink on 24/7. Makes everything warm and glowy. I trust you know the feeling. One moment we hear the sound of a motor carriage revving up somewhere on the plaza, followed by a series of dings and bangs.
Do you remember the sound of wood cracking? The billboard?
Naturally, loud noises pique the interest of anybody owning a pair of ears. That's just the reality we're in. Anyway, there was a brief silence. A gasp of silence, if you will. Followed by a real commotion. We heard the carriage careening towards the coast at top speed. Sounded like someone jumped the canal. We grabbed our brewskis and rushed to the jetty. Never underestimate the speed of an alcoholic. What we saw was a sight to behold. A beat-up police carriage containing you. Right there on the beach. You revved the engine and screamed at the top of your lungs, "The time hath come!" So, naturally, being the curious cat I am, I asked what time hath come. To which you replied, "The time hath come for Tequila Sunset, the end of all things." After which, your reality contracted. You jammed the pedal, plowed right off the jetty, and through the ice. We ran towards the ice, whilst you crawled your way out, miraculously unhurt, covered in seaweed and shit, like some kind of sea monster. When we finally got there, you were sitting on the beach crying. You said that your badge and uniform were in the car. It was too late to get in there, though. The carriage had sunk too deep.
In this way, you and your motor carriage have a lot in common.
Recognizing a brother in need, we offered our condolences and invited you to party with us, which you naturally agreed to. We asked about the whole Tequila Sunset thing, and you told us it was your name now and insisted that we all call you that from then on. I'm not sure. I think you were the event. Tequila Sunset. You know, as opposed to a tequila sunrise, which is long gone. No, that's just what your mother called you. Your real name is Tequila Sunset. Just embrace it, brother. Hours. It was an all-night drink-a-thon. Then, at some point, I think it was Sunday morning, you got belligerent and wanted to talk about Revacholian women. How they're beautiful and also whores and so on. How one of them fucked you real bad. After a short while, you crossed the event horizon, looked sullen, got up, and left without saying anything.
Wow, that's quite a story.
Yeah, I bet Tequila's a fucking legend around the precinct. You must be proud to work with him.
If you only knew.
You were pretty vague about it, but you kept saying you got fucked real hard, and that we've all been fucked too.
Please, don't open that door.
No one's fucked me. I do the fucking around here.
Abigail!
It seemed pretty painful, to be honest with you. If I had to guess, I'd say you're still working through some shit. Beside your gun and your badge, you said something about your hope or heart or something. To be honest, the details are a little hazy. In retrospect, I guess you lost your motor carriage too? That's a big one. You told us that they were a bunch of fucking losers whose main interest was cramping your style.
It's more like you were cramping theirs.
No specifics, though. It was more about you that night. You were the star of the show. Yeah, you said it was no biggie and that you'd solve it in no time. And that you didn't need anyone to do it. You're doing it solo now.
A lot of cops go solo and hermit once they reach that level of alcoholism.
It's not meant as a joke. He's sorry for the hermit cop.
Yeah, you kept talking about how the coal mine owners were fucking us all over, just like that woman fucked you. I didn't agree with you, by the way. The spectral hand of the market makes sure everyone gets exactly what they deserve. You kept apologizing for being such a bad cop, and for the damage you've inflicted on everyone around you. You also kept pausing to knock the heel of your hand against your temples, saying, "Stupid, stupid, stupid." It's a hard thing for a man to confront his past. That's why I avoid mine at all costs. Whoop-de-doo. So now I'm a fucking storyteller. Right. Why not? Better than a beach bum. It depends, really. Are you willing to help me out?
You might get scammed here.
No, the reality of the situation requires a rather modest contribution. A little motivational package. Booze. Did you already forget our party? The thing I relayed to you earlier. So, have you got anything for good old idiot Doom Spiral? A bottle for a story. Seems fair to me. Then I will see you again once you've procured some. Par exemple, my good friend Rosemary here sells all kinds of stuff.
All kinds, sir. Beer and wine.
You too, Tequila Sunset.
As you turn, a bright light catches your eye, making you squint. From a distant sunset, a stage light, flash photography, nowhere in particular. It's just what superstar law officers do. They squint at lights, and they solve shit. What are you, deaf? They're perfect, like rock star politician and drug addict teacher. Embrace the superstardom you've worked so hard to establish. Yeah, you have. You're a big dick cop, Dick Mullen, Salem Rocky Baye, badass on the edge disco cop. Time to recede into a ludicrous fantasy world. Here we go. Camera. Lights. Yeah, you know. Beneath it is just heartbreak, a pulmonary tract infection, atherosclerotic disease. This is where you say action and reconceptualize.
I realise I've been on mute for
reinvented as the world's
quite
first
some time.
celebrity police officer. This is the beginning of your legend.
Fuck it. Action.
With a sudden flash, the world freezes around you, and you along with it. In an iconic monochrome solution, a black silhouette against a rasterized orange world. It's on.
Good to see you, friend. Do I have deals set up for you, buddy boy?
He spreads his arms as if wanting to embrace you. What are you talking about?
So what do you want? I got smokes. They're cheap. Very cheap. I got Pilsner. Great deal. You won't get a better deal on that piss. Spirits I can let go for 300 real. I also have speed. And by speed, I mean amphetamine.
Amphetamine?
By amphetamine, I mean speed.
I think you didn't hear me when I said I'm a police officer.
Sure did, buddy boy. That's why I said amphetamine. I mean speed. I mean amphetamine. I got both. Aye, that's what I said.
Right,
Good, my man. Now what can I offer you?
Quite the business. Oh dear. Quite the business venture you've got set up here.
Oh, the system's been good to old Rosemary here, and I'm milking her like a bitch goat in the backyard.
What do you mean?
See, friend, man makes his own luck, and I made mine real good. Got my hands on 3 bottles of liquor ex-squeeze, sold 2 to the fellows around here, and immediately invested the profit. Bought cigarettes, bought beer, even bought a bit of speed. And look at me now, I got everyone on my hook.
He spreads his arms and smiles a crooked, toothless
The
smile.
hook. Where is it? I can't see it.
I'm already hooking for Kuno, I think. Looks like you're on your own hook, too. Impressive entrepreneurship. Points to his vice stand. I approve. Got a permit for this little shit show. Nice one. Got a permit for this little shit show.
Permit? Who gives a shit? You want to buy something? Grease the wheels, buddy. Oh, you see, bought cigarettes?
The hook. Where is it? I can't see it.
Looks like you're on your own hook too.
Of course, of course, of course. It is what it is, you know. What it's always been. People, buddy boy. It's the people.
Why does a bottle of spirits cost 300 real?
See, friend, it's real valuable. Worth every real, if you catch my drift. Got it from a bit of a business venture.
Nod, let him speak.
You know, it's funny, actually.
He bursts out laughing, then takes 3 gulps of his pills and stares at you intently.
He's finding it difficult to focus his watery gaze.
What is?
What?
Keep him talking.
What do you mean, what? What do you think about... What do you think was funny earlier?
This guy.
Says and shakes his index finger at you. Where did you get the bottle of spirits
Oh,
from?
this is medicinal spirits. The good stuff. Got it from the doctor's office. I got one of those scientific ampoules a few months ago. Torpedo, they call it. It's supposed to keep a man from taking a drink.
Spits a nasty yellow clot on the ground before
Didn't
you.
stop me for shit, that's for sure. 5 lemons with half a pack of butter and you're good to go.
That sounds dangerous.
It was. In a week, the goddamn kidneys started giving me all kinds of help. Finally, the missus took me to a private doctor's office. Not a charity, the real thing. Those arseholes charged me 4 real to remove the damn thing. But I came out on top after all.
Okay, how?
The idiots left me alone in there. Now, I used to teach high school biology. I know what doctors use to preserve dead thingies.
Gets an excited gleam in his eyes.
Like 3 cans of this blue medicinal stuff from the back room. Threw the snakes out and voila. What's left is this beautiful blue stuff. 98.7% almost pure alcohol.
Snakes or intestinal worms?
2 I already sold to these fine gentlemen here. But this last one is yours for 3 real, if you want it.
Can I smell it first?
Yeah, be careful. It's extremely flammable. One spark and the entire city of Revachol is wiped off the map.
Feels like someone set a mustard field ablaze right inside your nose, then drenched it in tear gas. Your nose is a singular source of pain, but at the same time you don't remember the last time you felt so alive. In all fairness, that might be attributed to the retrograde amnesia.
So, what's the deal, friend? Want the spirits or not?
I think it will prove useful, yes.
3 real and it's yours, friend. The deal of a lifetime.
That's a much more reasonable price right there. Makes sense now.
Just make sure to enjoy that one.
If you drink this, then you'll die. That's a fact. And that's why we're going to save you from yourself and store this as a sellable item. Go sell it at the pawn shop for a profit.
Okay. I'm off.
In the civilized world, it's a custom to tip the shopkeep, friend. But come back anyway.
We need some more thoughts, I think. Now, what are we going to do next? Oh, yes. I'm just going to stop here a second.
You hold in your hand the colorful primer. The title reads, A Primer for Small Kids. There's a bit every page as one word designating one letter of the alphabet with a faded illustration. Most of them are scientific and cultural principles. A is for azimuth. B is for Boreas. C is for cosine. D is for diamite. E is for ellipse. F is for phlogiston. G is for gamut. H is for homeboy. I is for econ. J is for Eura. K is for collapse. L is for laudanum.
Laudanum?
M is for myriad. N is for nadir. O is for aureole. P is for perihelion.
Yeah?
Q is for quasar. R is for rhododendron. S is for sinus. T is for tricolor. U is for ultra. V is for vector. W is for Wahrheit. X is for xylophone. Y is for Ustava. Z is for zenith. That's it. You know the alphabet now.
Exactly what I knew.
This book will show you the score. Get you oriented with those basic concepts. The alphabet.
Good. I also know.
I thought it might help me with my attitude towards kids.
Hello, mister.
Hey, there's a little girl here who has armoured gloves. Is that you?
Oh, I had gloves. Very big ones. Heavy, too.
Where did you get these gloves?
Found them when Lemmy and I were playing hide and seek. In an empty house. Where no one lives. I think someone hid them there.
She doesn't want you to think she stole them.
And where are the gloves now?
I hid them. The twins were going to take them. They're stupid.
She lifts her stuffed toy up and looks into its one remaining eye as though searching for confirmation.
We're going to need those gloves. It's for important police business.
He enunciates the last two words carefully.
Oh.
Doesn't seem to understand, but the lieutenant's tone has conveyed to her the important part.
They're in my sandcastle. Behind our house. Under the sand. You can break the castle. It's not very good.
Oh. Are you Lillian's daughter?
Yes, I am. Little Lily. You know my mom?
Yes, we met earlier.
That's nice. My mom is great. She's never angry or anything.
Are the twins outside your brothers?
Yes. They don't want to play with me. They're older and play outside. They look the same. Sometimes I can't tell them apart.
They look identical, right? I said the same thing.
They look identical.
She slowly processes the word and snickers with laughter. What's that? Points to the stuffed bird hanging from the ceiling.
It's a grouse.
She yelps, smiling broadly.
You might be able to get on Gart's good side if you replace the broken scooter you almost certainly broke.
Yes, but what's it for? Can I have it? I know someone who really likes stuffed birds.
Sure, just go and get it. I don't like it anyway. It looks angry.
Alright, you just need to grab it from the ceiling and go.
What's that thing you're holding?
It's Lammy. He's my friend. Sort of. Like...
She holds the fuzzy beast up to demonstrate.
Lambie is a stuffed lamb that, admittedly, has seen better days. One of the eye buttons is missing, and the fur is tattered in several parts.
Lamby looks soft.
Yes. Very soft.
Suddenly she pushes the stuffed animal towards your face. Press your cheek against Lamby.
Isn't he soft?
She is right. Lamby is very soft. She rubs the white fur against your cheek and returns the lamb into her lap, cuddling it. Goodbye.
Bye.
Weather has not been kind to Lily's little sandcastle. The once mighty towers are quickly eroding away. You can see something shining back to you from what must have been a vast underground catacomb network.
The little castle? The reigning lord must have come upon some really tough times to let it sleep in such decrepitude.
Reach into the catacombs and pull out the shiny object.
The walls and floors give way to the giant's greed, collapse and present you with a pair of ceramic gauntlets.
Congratulations. That's the gauntlets down then. We're doing good on the armor collection front.
I think we'll come back here. kind of compound.
Someone has left an unidentifiable article of clothing on this railing. It smells really bad.
Take a closer look.
It's streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled with pieces of seaweed. A dangling arm suggests that there might be a jacket beneath the crust of filth. It seems likely that it was left in the surf until someone laid it out on this fence to dry out. Unfortunately, that just seems to have stiffened it into a shapeless mass.
Please tell me you're not taking that with you.
Why not?
It's a guano-encrusted jacket, and you're already carrying a...
Oh, I am totally taking it.
As you hold it in your hands, it makes an uncomfortable crunching sound.
Yeah, but it's something you can examine. Man, how did this jacket get so
It's
disgusting?
a sordid, filthy tale, not for the weak. Are you sure you can stomach it?
Think about
It
it.
occurs to you that you're not even holding the jacket itself, but rather the thick crust of jetsam and seagull shit that ensconces it. It smells like a dead sea creature, tangled in grey strands of seaweed. It must have spent quite some time in the water before the tide deposited it ashore.
Okay, but what's the crust made of?
Somehow, it was carried or dragged to the boardwalk. If not by human hands, then perhaps the feral dogs that prowl the beaches at night. The faint impressions of many footprints are also present, though it's impossible to tell what kind or how many. Suffice to say, the jacket spent some time on the ground before someone draped it over the railing.
What happened once someone put it on the
The
railing?
crust is hard. This jacket spent at least a day
Yeah.
baking in the sun. Who knows what happened to it then?
I'm just going to pretend I didn't think about
It's
any of
too
this.
late. You've already thought about it, and now your hands are covered in muck.
Ooh, 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 flick your hands.
Now you're just flicking that shit everywhere. This is a disaster. You'll never get the smell out. As you hold it in your hands, it makes an uncomfortable crunching sound. There is no why.
Being rational is not what you do. Ah, that's a good idea. Aha! I wonder if she'd wash your boots, the boots for you if you... I've unlocked that part when you... Right, I'm doing a explore and then I'm going to head back.
The smell. It's awful and familiar.
Cover your nose.
It doesn't help. You can still smell it.
What is
Don't
it?
you recognize it? That hideous pungency, that faintly cloying sweetness. Something cold wakes in the pit of your stomach. Fear. It is death. It must be.
It's not Lieutenant. He's not right here.
The lieutenant has already brought. A man lies on the boardwalk, his limbs bent and neck turned at an unnatural angle. Right next to him is an empty bottle of spirits. In his cramped hand, a chewing gum wrapper. Half of his body has slipped between the cracked boardwalk, starting with the left leg. The fall has left him broken, contorted like a sad puppet. The smell is not as bad as a 2-week-old corpse, but it's definitely heading there.
Hold on.
Lieutenant squats next to the corpse and examines his face. Two bulging eyes stare back at him, void of any signs of life.
Lividity is faintly pronounced. Whoever this is, he's been dead for 2 days. No longer. We need to investigate.
He stands up and shivers as a gust of wind blows through his bomber jacket.
Another dead body. This is your job. Steel yourself. Calm now. Carefully. Just another day. Just another dead body. Breathe.
Right, I think we need to get up for this. I'm going to grab a cuppa. Oh. That's a lot of jackets. Right, so speaking of clothes. Gonna need the empathy. We need composure. We will probably need interfacing. Some conceptualization will help. Visual calculus we want up. I talked to the little girl and I asked her about them. The one in the village. I got a hint that a little girl had them. From speaking to someone else. Ooh, a thought. Now, one of these... yeah, we want to figure out the... this one.
There's some tear. an empty cigarette package, and a crumpled kebab wrapper in the trash bin.
Examine the tear.
2 empty bottles of Tallulah vodka and a can of black potent porter is all you find. No, there's more in there. Livis strawberry liquor, plus some Pilsner bottles too. Better not pick them up. They seem unhygienic.
A tragedy.
The lieutenant looks in the can, eyes watering from
He
the smell.
shakes his head with genuine sadness.
Examine the cigarette package.
Whoever tossed it here was a heavy smoker. The brand name reads Red Astra. Red Astra is the black market version of Astra cigarettes, known for their high tar content.
Examine the kebab wrapper.
You see traces of mayonnaise and ketchup on it, as well as a tomato wedge. The wrapper reads Shish Kebab Revachol. It's no older than a day or two. No mold yet. It's hard to concentrate in the smell. The sea air brings some relief. A man lies on the boardwalk.
Time to
His
get my
limbs
tea.
bent and neck turned at an unnatural angle. Right next to him is an empty bottle of spirits. In his cramped hand, a chewing gum wrapper.
Yeah, the second dead man. Just realised I have something very important I need to do. Extremely important. I had to mess with the lights on my headset. Okay, so study the man's clothes.
He's wearing mud-caked boots Beige trousers and an old brown leather jacket with a bright blue lining. There are traces of kebab sauce on his chest. The leather jacket suits him well. It must be custom made.
Search
He
his pockets.
finds some sunflower seeds and a rain-soaked library card folded into two. His jacket feels sodden and heavy under your hand.
Good. We should take a look at that library card after this is done.
The man
Sounded like
has fallen
himself.
through a crack in the boardwalk and hit his head against the metal bench. Coagulated blood covers his black hair. One of his feet is still dangling through the hole. A bad fall. It might have been dark outside. This place is a minefield in the dark. His expression is dull, like the sea behind him. Drops of water shining on his moustache. His eyes, empty and wide, look frightening in their frozen gaze. Height, 170 to 175 centimeters. Curly hair, stout build. Age, approximately 50 to 60 years. He was confused when he died. Confused and alone, most likely. Overcome with the awful surprise of it all.
Study the
There's
surroundings.
some dried blood on the metal bench, right where the corpse's head rests. The floorboards are rotten and slippery wet around the hole. An empty bottle lies nearby. A chewing gum wrapper is clutched in his fist.
Just a minute.
A dried chunk of blood covers the hair at the back of his head. An open wound. It's sticky and cold to your touch. This is what killed him.
I'm wrong about this before.
I don't see any other major wounds, do you?
It's hard to say.
Seems like the head wound was fatal. It's exactly the shape of the bench.
A dried chunk. This.
I don't see any other major wounds. do
No.
you?
No, just this one on the back of his
Seems
head.
like the head wound was fatal. It's exactly the shape of the bench.
Step on the floorboards, examine the bottle. Examine the chewing gum wrapper. Step on the
They
floorboards.
screech under your feet ominously. It's hard to say whether the dead man's weight was the cause of the boardwalk to break. It definitely looks fragile. You see waves churning below. Something cracks beneath your feet. He could have easily disappeared into the sea through that hole, and you would have never found him.
Examine the bottle.
A .75-liter Tallulah vodka with its cap missing. There's hardly anything left inside.
Nice! It is quite fun, isn't it? I think there's anything to hide in there, really.
Tear all around us.
Two other bottles near the coin-operated viewer, and then your plastic bag.
I'd prefer if you didn't collect them this time. It's not proper.
True. It feels disrespectful.
Examine the chewing gum wrapper.
Grabowski spearmint chewing gum. Green leaves on the cover. The man's mouth is half agape from the terror of the fall.
I'll look in
The
there.
blackness of death. Stench. You think you see white chewing gum too. Confirmed. Nearly the whole pack is there. Solidified on his lower rear teeth.
He ate the whole pack, right? It's to cover the smell of alcohol before going home. The worst thing is,
The worst thing
I've
is,
seen it before. Almost the same scenario. Even the chewing gum. It's always the same.
The entire boardwalk creaks in the wind as you take a step back.
who is this man?
Looks like one of the locals. He'd have to know this spot to come here. You don't just walk over here.
He looks south the way you came.
That's just a lazy assumption. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a specifically useful screen for mods, but it's not expecting you to interact with the channel quite as much.
This is an omen, a sign from above that you need to stop drinking.
He looks like me. I could have ended up just like him. Dead on some empty boardwalk with a bottle next to my corpse. Looks like just another old drunkard to me, I think. Labelling him as a alcoholic is a bit premature. We don't know anything yet.
We do know that he was married.
Lieutenant points the ring on the man's left hand. The flesh around it is swollen and
But
grey.
you're right. Let's not run ahead. For now, all we know is that he's an unidentified middle-aged man found dead on the Martinaise boardwalk.
What do you think happened here?
Death by misadventure. He slipped and fell through the boardwalk. A truly unfortunate accident. If it wouldn't have been for that bench, he'd be alive.
Could it be related to the lynching?
No, I don't see anything that points in that direction. For now, let's treat this case as a simple, albeit sad, accident, unrelated to the murder case.
Agreed. If this somehow converges later, why not? But keep it simple for now.
Do you think he was drunk? Pointing to the bottle.
Oh yes.
What about alcohol poisoning and liver failure?
Some symptoms of acute alcohol poisoning could have definitely played a role here. Severe confusion, respiratory depression, unpredictable behavior. But I think that death arrived through head trauma, not liver failure.
What about the kebab?
What about it? The deceased ate some kebab. It's probably from a nearby place, maybe in the box.
Sometimes a kebab is just a kebab.
Someone should be held responsible for this broken boardwalk. It's dangerous.
They'll seal this place off after the news reaches the coalition officials. I doubt that they have enough resources to actually repair the boardwalk. Not that sealing it off would keep anyone away. All it does is keep the city council's hands clean.
He smiles sourly. Right.
It does seem to be a pretty straightforward misadventure. Though there's still a question of identifying the body.
What should we do with him?
From where I stand, I can see two options. We either take the case and follow the leads to identify the body on our own, or we report back to the station and leave this for our colleagues to handle.
Hold on, what about field
A
autopsy?
field autopsy isn't necessary if the cause of death doesn't appear to be criminal, and this looks like a simple accident to me. I'd say we should just write down head trauma in the autopsy report and leave it at that. It would save us at least 2 hours of unnecessary work.
Yes, but isn't that kind of sloppy?
Maybe, but we don't really have much time or resources to spare. The guys at processing will take care of the rest.
We found him, we should finish this.
Alright, we should first examine the library card you found. Then we can call the station from Martinaise. Let them know we are taking the case.
He's happy with that. Pop that back.
The library card is folded into two and still slightly wet to the touch. The front side reads, Central Jamrock Public Library Card, issued to Billy Mejean, expires July 53. Billy is a unisex name. Could be the deceased or his family member.
Look inside.
Whoever owns this card is an avid reader. You find a list of books written in blue pencil. Radio thriller. Stand a little less between me and the sun. The last one in the list is The Glinting Curve by M. Theobald. A library stamp indicates that the book has been returned. Most of these titles seem to be in the sci-fi genre. Some thrillers too.
Look at the back side.
If lost, please return the card to the library. Dial 005 02 55211 or visit us at Moreau Street, 78, Jamrock. Business hours 900 to 1800.
Good. We should give them a call from my kinema. See if we can learn anything about Billy Mejean.
Put it away. There's a lot here. I think we need to get back to the main case. Missed that earlier. Not yet. Thank you for reminding me.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
I found this jacket, but it's filthy. Could you wash it for me?
I can wash it for you. But it's going to take about a half an hour. Think you can stay put for that long?
Yep.
I could use a breather. It's been another track and field day.
The lieutenant says, rubbing his thigh. Yeah, I'll wait.
Well, hand it over then, and I'll see what I can do. Must say, I'm proud of this one. It's pretty nice underneath all that filth. I hope you'll have an easier life in your hands.
Goodbye. I'm off. I'm not going to ask anybody else to sign the thing, and I don't like thingy, so I'm going to pop in here and sign my...
On the table, you see a bowl of water. The water reflects back a vague image you almost look like. You take the legal documents out of the envelope. A 12 to 40 month construction period and the zoning plan.
Now I have to organise all my stuff again. I've got them all in order of thing. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll give that a try in a minute. So what do I need? I need interfacing. Now I've completely forgotten what I needed to do.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope.
It says
12
highest
to
my
40
interfacing
month
is going to get.
construction period and the zoning plan in the addendum.
Meditation time. Need some motrix. Okay, let's give it a go.
With a confident flourish, you complete your forgery. What do you see on the signature line?
2 names: Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter.
Indeed, they look distinctly different and very convincing. These might as well be their actual signatures. But they're not, and the document will be nullified if they dispute it. That means Everard will have to start over. All you need to do now is mail the signatures to Everard's accountant in La Delta. There was a mail delivery box in the plaza, near the corner of the bookstore.
Yeah, I don't think you need to stay in mod view. It's just there in case you need it. Yeah, it's quite swish, isn't it? But yeah, it's not a watching view. Oh, it's occurred to me I might have enough physical instrument to floor Measurehead. No, I think I'd need quite a few more viewers before it becomes actually useful.
Shine on these sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer. 100% guaranteed.
No, you're not.
Stylish shades, huh? They'd be even more stylish if you paid for them with net worth. Go over and ask him.
A good starter pair, officer. And when you're ready to upgrade, come back and see me.
I would appreciate it if you did. Yeah, I get quite a lot of bots.
The boomboxes wait on the shelves, and your boombox, that...
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything. Sure, let me have a look. Jean Baptiste summer dinghy rates. So, what do you want to know? Price? I can give you $3.20 for sure thing. So, do you want to sell anything? Oh, no. I don't like those kinds of objects. No sale.
He barely even looks at it.
A photic path, counter-radiance network, anti-magnetism. It's darkness. That's all I know. Sell me something lighter.
You have absolutely no idea what aphotic paths are, but the tattoos on the man are not that.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
Alright, what can we... Oh, sell that, yeah. Launch that.
Alright, let's see it. Oh no, 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 no. I don't need bloodthirsty mercenaries knocking on my door looking for their missing toys. Besides, this gear costs a fortune. There's no one in Martinaise with that kind of money. Anything else you're thinking of selling? More than sure. What else have you got? Another time, perhaps.
Something amusing about me getting you can't see this, I don't think, but yeah, it only appears in here. I get my congratulations, you received 100 messages today with Restream chat. After like, there's not much action in chat, which is true.
The boomboxes wait on the...
And here you are. Quality sound reproduction on the go. It'll play anything, wherever. Turn any tape into a conversation of sounds and shapes.
Yep, more than likely. I do appreciate you hanging out though. So bit lonely. Right, it's mid-afternoon. Right, the lady driver, I still haven't found her. And I need to... freak out the racist lorry driver. She does sound like a landing... it's the racist lorry driver, so... Oop.
Droplets of rain fall on the white on blue police livery of the motor carriage.
Wait, why am I even thinking about this? Wasn't I supposed to...
Do something important? Something murder related? There's always something important. Doesn't mean you can't take a moment to admire this piece of machinery. This is a Caprice Canema, The Caprice Motor Corps follow-up to their highly successful workhorse, Caprice 40, and the answer to the Lum's racing breed, Ferv series. With its air-cooled, rear-mounted 12-cylinder compression ignition engine, driving the rear wheels through a 4-speed manual gearbox, the Kanema is able to reach 100 kilometers per hour in 13.5 seconds, and go on to a top speed of 180 kilometers an hour.
Won't it roll over in the first sharp corner?
The high center of balance is offset by a large battery bank mounted at the bottom of the cabin, feeding all the auxiliary systems and making the Kanema effectively a mobile power plant.
This tech talk is really rubbing me the right way here.
Due to a quite steep price tag, it is very unusual to see one in police livery.
That machine really puts the loco back in locomotion. Point to the vehicle. Very cool.
Mm-hmm. You want to take a closer look?
A fine machine. Run your hand over the smooth metal surface.
Yes. An extraordinary machine.
There's gentleness in the lieutenant's voice as his eyes run over the vehicle's contours.
Helium headlights would improve the range and quality of the visual field a lot.
Ever thought about switching to helium headlights?
Actually, I have a pair at home. Just haven't gotten around to fitting them yet. I need to lay some wiring for the ballast first.
If we ever get this case all, maybe we can do it together.
Maybe. Yes, definitely maybe.
He replies with an apologetic smile and nods.
And means no.
What's it packing there? Point to the engine.
130.
I reckon that's a 7-litre V12 there.
That's what, Robbie Trin? A 7-litre V12?
7.2. Supercharged.
The lieutenant is trying to suppress a smug smile, unsuccessfully.
Saying these words brings him immense joy.
Okay, let's move. Right, let's radio in.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
I need to report a dead body on the Martinaise boardwalk.
One moment.
You can hear shuffling through some papers.
Can you please describe the body? Age, sex, cause of death?
Unidentified middle-aged man. Height 170 to 175 centimeters. Dark hair. Medium build. Looks like he slipped, fell through a hole in the boardwalk and hit his head against the metal bench.
We suspect he might have been inebriated when he fell. There were bottles all around him and traces of vomit on his shirt.
Any signs of violence?
Someone might have pushed him.
Did you perform a field autopsy?
No, it's still just a theory.
It looked like an accident to me, Alice. But that's for the guys in processing to confirm.
You can hear her quickly typing in the background.
What about his belongings? Did you examine his clothes?
He's wearing boots, trousers and an old leather jacket with a bright blue lining. I found a library card from his pockets.
Any information on the library card?
It's from the Central Jamrock Public Library. It belongs to someone named Billy Mejan.
Good. You have a lead. Do you and Lieutenant Kitsuragi want to take the case, or should I assign it to someone else?
We're taking the case.
I have assigned the case to Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi. Please follow up on this library lead to identify the man. We'll send someone to take the body to the morgue. That's all for now. Thank you for reporting in. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Connect me to Jamrock Public Library.
Hold on, officer. I've got Central Jamrock Public Library on the line, and I've already introduced you to their librarian. Connecting the call in 2, 1.
Yes, this is Central Jamrock Public Library here. How can I help you, officer?
A male librarian answers the call.
He sounds worried, yet ready to assist. This is how people get when the police call.
I'm looking for any information that you can provide on Billy Mejan, a reader.
Billy Mejan, you said. Give me a moment, I'll have to check our database.
He puts down the receiver.
Yes, hello, are you still there? I found Billy Mejan's home address, is that alright? No phone number, unfortunately.
You can hear him fiddle with the printouts.
They're too poor to have a phone line.
Yes, home address is fine.
Here we go, sir. Rue de Saint-Gilles Lane, 33B, apartment number 20. It's in Martinaise, I believe. Cape Side Apartments, it says. That's all.
That's where the smoker on the balcony lives, isn't it?
Do you have any other information on Billy Mejan?
It says here that they returned their last book just a few days ago, but I wasn't at work that day.
Do you know someone who was?
Marie? Marie? Do you remember a reader named Billy Majon? They returned a Tybalt book the other day.
Hear someone answer from afar.
Maurice, what? A woman yells. Then, yes.
Oh, nice.
Okay, if it was the police, she starts explaining something.
Yes, it was my colleague Marie. She said that it was Billy's husband who returned the book. He also asked for this new sci-fi release, Lowe's Radio City 87. But we don't have it yet.
Good. You have a name now.
Ooh. Is same-sex marriage not legalised here? Guess not. So Billy Michon is a woman, not a man. How do your colleague know that it was her husband?
Marie knows Billy. She's been working here longer than me. Sometimes her husband returns some books for her.
And then goes for a little drink later. On the lookout.
Okay. Do you know the husband's name?
Sorry, no. Marie only knows him by sight.
Can Marie describe to me what the husband looked like?
Marie?
A moment passes.
She said it was an older man, and that she's pretty sure he'd had a drink or two the last time she saw him.
What was he wearing?
1 second.
Librarian turns away from the phone and relays the question. Why didn't he just put her on?
Sorry, Marie wasn't really paying any attention to that.
Okay. Thank you, that's all from me. I have no other questions.
Happy we could help. Goodbye, officer.
Librarian hangs up and the call gets redirected back to the station with a soft click.
Anything else you need from me?
I'm done with the radio for now.
57th, over and out.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers.
Doing quite well. Yeah, I think it's just for the effect of having someone yell while you're on the phone. Oh! Good point, thank you.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Reconnect me to the 41st.
Right.
10-4, come in. Firewalker, over.
I don't understand why I made them call me Firewalker. I'm happy to report that I found my badge, Jules.
10-4, sir, glad to hear that. I'll write down that there is no need to issue a new one to you then. Over.
10-10, transmission completed. Standing by, over. End call with 41st.
Roger that, 10-10, over and out.
Alright. Now. Let's go up and drop our bottles. And then what I think we're going to do is have a chat with our colleagues.
The tear machine stands in the corner. Your bottles clunk into the machine, and the money appears with a...
Also, I'm going to give Garte his seagull.
Can I help you?
Garte, I found a new barrage for the
What is
wounding.
this thing?
The man takes it. It's no biggie, I just thought it would look nice on the wall. I'm that kind of cop.
What, the interior decorating kind? You know, I'm sorry.
This is actually a nice bird. A competent piece of taxidermy. I can fix it to the plaque and have a new bird in the establishment, I guess. So, I don't know. Thank you. I'm gonna go with thank you.
Gotti! You're alright.
People just don't know how to accept gifts, especially taxidermy. He likes it.
He likes the bird. It solves his broken bird problem.
I feel good about our work here today. It's all about the little things, like bringing people random stuffed animals.
Yeah.
It's not actually about that, but he liked it.
Gotti is just a sulky motherfucker and needs to chill the fuck out. But, about my bill for tonight.
Got the 20 real?
Not yet.
Why are you wasting my
See,
time?
he's still a knob.
And
Oh, hello, dear. There you are again.
About your pin.
I hope you were able to pawn that old trinket.
I decided not to pawn it. You should have it back.
Oh, thank you, dear. I confess I am glad to see it again.
I'm very glad I didn't have to pawn Lena's bird.
Even the lieutenant seems happy with this turn of events.
Good.
Now, what else, sweetie?
I don't need a reward for that. Just a warm, fuzzy... Not yet, no. I was going to go back to that one after doing some stuff here. There wasn't anything obvious that I'd picked up yet. I need to go further down the coast, I think.
The tracks are as they have ever been. A bit more worn, perhaps. Fortunately, the street sweeper still hasn't noticed their presence.
This is where I started off my motor carriage before sinking it in the sea.
No wonder the cafeteria manager seemed frustrated when he was giving us directions to the yard. Well, you did provide us with a very convenient access point to the crime scene.
I think I got it. And I must remember at the end of the day to send Kim off with the body. Which I'm going to do sort of after 9. Oh! New thing on the bench. Oh, and visit the balcony smoker person, yes. After that. Alright. Any rerolls we can do here? No. Oh, we might have enough. I wonder. You almost stole a book? Good lord. Oh, I hadn't made that connection.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to goodness. You were already doing good, browsing the shelves. Why'd you stop? Don't you feel compelled? Go, everything is on the shelves. Take a look.
She smiles and nods.
Really? Which one's Billy? Maps.
Several maps have been attached to a bulletin board hidden inside the alcove. They're held up by small pins. The board has come loose from one corner. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda, a map of Revachol, and a map of Martinaise. This large map displays archipelagos. You see a constellation of small dots on the light blue emptiness of the Insulindic Ocean. The largest in the northeast is La Caillou. You are here. Another far away in the southwest, Seminese Islands, Ile de Fantôme. Ozon, Laurentide, Fas à la Mer, archipelagos, North Arcade Islands, all just specks of dust on the vastness of the Insulindic. On the edges of the map, the color fades into a blur of dotted lines, black and white, disintegrating into mathematics. In the northeast, a dust mite stands on the north coast of Caillou in a bookstore. It's you.
Squint first. You see cities on the
You
islands.
can, on Caillou, Revachol, a single black star, on Ozon, Fondelier, and Vilmandu, on archipelagos, Croyan-Moran, Villiers, on Seminine, Olduvai, and on Laurentide, Deora of the Seven Seas. Lost little pearls of light, tiny fires in the dark. 850 million people live on these little dots, an oceanic world of culture and commerce torn apart by history. The ocean breaks apart into a tangle of cosines and azimuths, all pointing into pale nothingness. Windy is the north azimuth. Grad is the northeast azimuth. Samara is the east azimuth. Seol is the west azimuth. Isolas, they're called. Connections to other worlds. Words past the Insulindian, unknown to you. You only know you've never been there. 850 million people live on these tiny dots. An oceanic world of culture and commerce, torn apart by history.
Yeah. Look at the map of Revachol.
The north coast of a verdant island is shattered by the delta of a river. It is the River Esperance. Countless bridges put the shards back together, connecting city blocks to river islands. La Delta says a great artificial heart in the center, teeming with life forms and construction. To the east, rolling hillsides, Le Jardin, Stella Marie, the suburbs of Saint-Baptiste, swallowed up into the megacity. They sound rich to you. This is Revachol East. Houdon, it's somewhere to live. Not bad. Then there's Jamrock. It's bad. People shouldn't live there, but they do. Then Forburg. It's almost as bad, and much larger. Then Coal City. It's the worst.
No. Well, I've done two of them. There's a third one. The electrochemistry one.
It's so small you can't even see it on the map. No, wait. There it is. North of Jamrock. The strip of coast next to the Greater Revachol Industrial Harbour. It looks downright despondent. It's almost Coal City, to be honest. No, this is somewhere to be. This is all you have. But it's still something. Streets and sodium lights, the sky, the world. You're still alive. It's not really a map. It's a tourist thing. A picture postcard with buildings on it. Drawn from an isometric perspective. A date in the upper right corner says 48. Still, it's detailed. Could be pretty useful for scouting ahead. You see the jagged boxes of an industrial harbour. Even the whirling in rags there.
Storekeep, can I buy these maps?
I'm sorry, officer. The map of Martinaise is the only one available. The other two are not for sale anymore. And besides, you could scarcely afford them. They're quite valuable, though they might not look it. The map of Martinaise is 90 cents, though.
Why is the one of Martinaise so cheap?
That old thing. It's an out-of-date map of a tourist location that never was nor came to be.
Yeah, it's no, it's the connection. It's something I'm trying to figure out. It's to do with the camera being quite high resolution. and it's meant to be plugged into a USB-C socket, which I've got. But when I do that, it defaults to being USB 2. It's a really silly, complicated thing to do with Logitech, and I'll fix it at some point. Sometimes it's fine, and then it glitches.
From when some design studio people tried to spruce the place up 4 or 5 years ago, they also renovated the horse statue, set up those coin-operated viewers, and designed the new street lamps.
The place does not look like a successful tourist trap, does it?
They didn't get that far, for some reason. A shame the project never got going. Would be nice if someone fixed Martinaise up. All these ruins are bad for business.
I'm not going to steal it.
Always good to be informed of your surroundings.
So, the tattoo on his sounds very much
An intricate,
like the map
it
I just
still
looked
kind
at.
of looks like a map of the stars in the night sky. But something's not right. Gone. Gone. For you to discover, someone who knows about history could tell you.
I think I did, and she can't talk to me until I bust the drugs ring, or... Now, I came in here... Oh yeah, I came in here to do the... See if I could do the barbell check.
The barbell waits patiently on the floor, like a dog for its master.
Ah! I can't remember. So much happens in this game. It's one of the characters. I think I got it from the street trader. You rummage in there, and when you succeed the check. Let's give it a go.
The barbell waits patiently on the floor, like a dog for its master.
It's gonna hurt. Would have killed me earlier.
You manage to hoist it off the ground, but the barbell feels wobbly and dangerous. See? See? This place is cursed.
It was never my favorite either. At the station gym, I mean. I prefer running. It clears your head.
Anything else I wanted to do here? Don't think so. Let's go up to the apartments. And Yeah. Am I going the right way? Yeah, I need help finding it. It's not ringing a bell. Ah! I don't think I have met Billy. Oh!
A weathered brown door. The number reads 20. Something smells good. Soup allons, yo. The lieutenant motions to you to go ahead. This is the door. You already know it's the right door. This is going to be so hard.
Hold on, Kim. We should discuss this before we move on. What should we expect?
You're right. Let's talk this through.
He looks at the apartment door and lowers his voice a bit.
You hear light footsteps passing by the door and some folk music playing on the radio.
We have our first preliminary identification. In all likelihood, the deceased is the husband of Billy Maison. We need to confirm this, as well as deliver the death notification to Billy.
Okay,
herself.
noted.
Now, delivering a death notification is never an easy task. There's a reason why it's often called the most stressful part of our job. This is why it's usually done in pairs. You got this. I'll be monitoring reactions, ready to act if necessary.
You have any advice on how to tell her he's
dead? Just don't say that you know how they feel. You don't.
Good advice.
What if I don't want to do this?
Yes, it's hard. But there is no easy way to handle this information. It just has to happen, as soon as possible.
Yeah, I don't want to do this. Let's turn around.
We can't. Someone has to deliver the news. Let's go.
Okay. I was just trying to back out so that I can get my clipboard of empathy. And now we need to lose the things that lose my authority. Composure will need. Yeah, I'm getting pretty tired too. Well, let's get this bit done and then I'll wrap it up. Okay, let's do it.
A weathered brown door. The number reads 20. Something smells good. The lieutenant motioned. This is the door.
You're right.
You hear light footsteps passing by the door and some folk music.
We have our... Now, delivering a death note, we can't.
As I said, I'm pretty tired. I am wearing pants. And I'm wearing shoes. It does, doesn't it? I look like someone in a Shakespearean opera, Shakespearean play.
The number reads 20.
Let's get on with this.
The lieutenant, this is the door. You already know it's the right door. This is going to be so...
Hello, who is it? A voice calls out from the other side of the door.
And someone turns down the radio.
Look at the lieutenant first.
He gives you a short, encouraging nod.
Is this Billy Majon's home? This is the police. Please open the door. The police? A moment, please. Give us a moment. You hear shuffling inside.
Tidying up. Nervously. There's fear in her voice.
She unlocks the door. Come in. The door is open. I am. Yeah, let's just walk into a house and look around. That's it. Save up, because this could be miserable.
It's you from the book stand.
She looks at the moment. Yes, I had an interaction with her that a bit weird. She looks at you for a moment without knowing what
I
to do.
don't think I introduced myself properly. I'm Billy. Would you like something to drink? Tea,
around the kitchen.
lemonade? We're
Right.
out of coffee.
The lieutenant has taken off his foggy glasses and is busy cleaning them in his handkerchief for now. You're on your own here. Condensation. From stepping inside. He must feel vulnerable without his glasses. Is this why he's letting you take the lead?
Thanks, but I'm alright. I'm not really here for the tea.
Is this about Victor, my husband? Is he in some kind of trouble again? I can come pick him up in the station if that's what.
She stops, her eyes trying to read answers from your face.
No, this is something much worse. Is he in the hospital? How bad is it?
How about some small talk before you break the news?
Shall we just go for it? Seems callous not to. Yeah. A little bit of psych. Please don't get a shitty roll.
You've done this before. Just keep your focus.
God, do I just say he's dead like that?
Yes. That's the most important thing. Use that word. No euphemisms. This is what you came here for.
Ma'am, I'm very sorry to say, but your husband, Victor Mejean, was found dead on the Martinaise boardwalk.
What did you say?
Your husband, Victor Mejean, is dead. I'm very sorry for your loss, ma'am.
Oh.
She touched her neck, eyes pale like pearls in sea water.
Oh. But he was just...
She looks at the kitchen table where the 2 cigarette butts are still in the tray.
But he was just here. Alive.
We understand this comes as a huge shock. I want you to know that me and my partner are here for you if you have any questions. Take your time, ma'am.
What happened to him?
Her neck and cheeks are covered with red blotches, her double chin is shaking. It's still early to say, but at first glance it looks like he slipped and hit his head. It was an accident. He fell through a hole in the boardwalk and hit his head. Good question.
Was he drunk?
Alcohol may have played a role, yes. We don't know yet, but we'll let you know when the results arrive. Yes. Right. Alcohol may have played a role, yes.
I see. And you just found him there, lying in the cold. How long had he been there?
If you say 2 days maybe, it will be etched in her mind forever.
Ooh, what do you think? Empathy isn't telling us whether that's good or bad. Okay. Two days, maybe.
She blinks, eyes welling up with tears, as her hand starts searching for something from the pockets of her dress.
She's not wearing a dress.
Here.
Lieutenant takes out his handkerchief and offers it to the woman. She nods and slowly wipes away her tears. Is there anyone we could call for you? A friend, a family member? Someone who could be here for you?
No. I just need to tell my girls.
The air gets sucked out of her lungs suddenly.
Unreal.
God. Should I call them? Should I tell them to come home?
No. A day.
No, take a day to recover. You'll be better prepared when they come home tomorrow.
Good. That's probably the right thing. Thank you.
She nods, but with a wretched expression.
Just tell me, what do I need to do next? Where is he? Can I see him?
We've taken him to the city morgue. The local coroner will be contacting you shortly to arrange the funeral. Here's his number in case you want to contact him earlier.
Yeah, from watching another person's game, like they're desperately trying to find cigarettes, and and Tommy is standing there smoking, and he's like, "Oh, I've got no cigarettes." So I thought it's like a plot point. There's just like you're so blind you can't notice that he's actually smoking right in front of you, and then later he's saying, "I've given up smoking while puffing on a cigarette," and I don't know if it's deliberate or not. He hands her a leaflet with the morgue's contact information.
A very good call.
Is there anything else that the RCM could do for you?
No, I'll call you if something comes up. I'm still...
She rubs her face, runs her fingers over cheeks that have become numb.
Thank you. Thank you for telling me. I'll call if...
She runs out of breath. Again, I'm very sorry, ma'am.
We should step outside and talk.
The library card by her. Leave the room.
You did well.
Lieutenant says as soon as you've left the apartment, the balcony feels cool and quiet with a stunning view of the district. Nod. What now?
I'll call the station when we're finished with the day, and let them know the name of the deceased.
That's it?
That's it. We should get back to our case now that our duty here is done.
What about Billy and her kids?
They'll manage.
Right, this is closed then.
Let's go.
I suspect there was more that could have come out of that, but it's just how the game plays out. Right. Now. Ugh, God. I am bushed.
Just an ordinary wall.
Grilled meat from... Okay, I want to drop the... I just want to... First going to
You're
check...
back. Good. What can I help you with?
I found my badge, by the way.
By love, you did.
Fast, observantly, she is memorizing your
Pleased to meet you, Lieutenant W. Frater Dubois. I am glad to see a man of high qualification. The situation is precarious. What can I help you with, Lieutenant?
How about you share your information on the lynching?
Oh, yeah.
Posts have moved, Lieutenant. In the absence of the badge, I have informed my employer there will be a probe. I cannot rescind that promise. To my knowledge, the drivers are still at the roundabout. I will tell you everything I know when you've finished with them.
This was your plan all along?
My plan is to share information. The only way to do that now is by telling my employers you've kept your end, which I hope you will. Because let me tell you, we are in dire waters.
Meaning, the information she has will raise the stakes in this game.
The sooner the probe is finished, the sooner I can share crucial information with you. Now, is there anything I can do for you in the meanwhile? Tea, perhaps? That's the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question. Better not tie the forestay to the backstay on this.
She wants to answer the question. Protocol keeps her from it.
I spoke with a lorryman at the roundabout.
Word has travelled, yes, but nothing of real substance has surfaced yet, I gather. Wild Pines has eyes on the intersection, but not ears.
One of the tall buildings overlooking the roundabout. It would give them a read on the entire quarter.
It appears we are being monitored every step we take, colleague. Did we have any other business here?
Okay, so nothing yet. Yeah, we need to push the racist or mess with Tommy. I don't want to mess with Tommy. Although you tell me I'm probably going to have to. But I'm not skipping the trying first. So here's the postbox.
The dented yellow mailbox greets you with its graffito and bullet holes in the front.
I knew we'd get to use this mailbox for something.
Yes, for sending mail.
Drop the white envelope in the mailbox.
You drop the white envelope in the darkness. It lands with a soft thud on what sounds like a couple of letters. About a week's worth of mail as collected in there. They'll empty this very soon. Probably did the right thing. You can't trust that slug Everard. You know he's going to play you some.
All right, let's go back to Everard. If we don't mention anything to him, he won't know before it's too late.
Good mail delivery box.
The box seems happy.
Good. Don't kick the box. So, for the racist, I need some more half-light, and I think I need half-light for some other things as well. And I'm not far from getting some points. But I really wanted to finish this day today, but we're not going to get there because there are too many things to do, and it is getting late, and I'm so tired I'm frequently forgetting. Okay, let's go and report to Everard. You're right, let's do that much. Right, so no fast travel. Because it'd be nice to wrap that one up, because confronting the the racist guy was where we started the evening.
All I'm wondering, man. How can I help you?
I don't think we've got the option to deck Measurehead anymore, which is a shame. I'd very much like to deck Measurehead. As I'm here.
Welcome back, gentlemen. What can I do for you?
Right, so we've got... Yeah, that's the thing we need to do. Some conceptualization is needed too. For a few things.
Mr. Dubois, I hear the meeting with Titus was a glowing success.
That's such a relief. Titus can be a handful sometimes. Now, what can Everard Clare do for you today?
Done. I mailed the signatures you asked me to mail.
The Golden Boy returns once more. Wonderful. Simply wonderful, Harry. Of course. I already knew this. My friend, the mailman, confirms the letter is on its way. You've done a great thing today. You've given the children of Martinaise a future and proven to be a true man of the left. I can finally trust you now.
And we got our point.
You're in my inner circle. You too, Mr. Kitsuragi. We can talk about anything. The strike, the murder, your lost gun, nothing is off the table.
See, forging that signature really paid off. Well done, sire. By guile and deceit, you're in. You don't know his full plan. Perhaps he expected trickery. Perhaps the signatures weren't important. The point is, do not think you're ahead of him.
Did you order the hanged man killed? Ooh, so what do we ask him, if anything? Can I get my gun now? Yeah, let's go with that.
Harry, I've got to be honest with you. Your gun was found 2 days ago. Withholding this information weighed heavily on me, but it had to be done.
Fine. Where is it?
An old woman has it, and let me tell you, Harry, word on the street is she's a character, so watch out.
This must be the woman who bought the gun from Roy, the one he described as terrifying.
So the gun's still with the woman who bought it from Roy?
Yes, the same one. I see you've done your research. The pawn shop made the gun easy to track. Crazy stuff, Harry. Selling your gun like that? Wild. Anyway, the neighbors of this old woman contacted my men because they trust me and the Debarders Union. Apparently, she was waving it around at the entrance to her building.
She was waving it around at people?
As I said, she's a character. I didn't have time for details. It sounds like she's unstable, but don't worry. No one got hurt.
It sounds like a very disturbed and desperate individual.
Who is this old woman?
Unfortunately, I don't know anymore. You're gonna have to go in blind, Harry. But she's an old lady. How dangerous can she possibly be? Oh, and she calls herself the Pigs.
There it is again. The Pigs. Like Roy said, not good at all.
I, for one, find it refreshing. Finally, someone calls themselves a pig.
A smile flickers in the corner of his mouth.
It actually sounds extremely bad, but let's not give him the satisfaction.
Can you set up a meeting?
I already have. Tonight, starting 10 o'clock, near the old fish market on the coast. The one on the boardwalk, a little past the fishing village. Be careful, Harry. I would never set you up for anything dangerous, but you did ask for this. Now, back to the fun stuff.
She will be there from 2200 hours till 0200 hours.
More fun stuff. Seems like we already have fun stuff to do.
Did you order the hanged man killed?
I did not, Harry. Although I am very, very glad he's dead.
What do you gain from him being dead?
Why, a war, of course.
And what do you have to gain from a war?
Victory, Mr. Kitsuragi. I have victory to gain. We are going to start a war with the Wild Pines group and win before they even realize there is a war.
They're trained military people. Aren't you afraid for your men?
Harry, we outnumber them 1,500 to 1. And that's just Martinaise. With all the unions in Revachol, and with public opinion on our side,
What
we
a
can
dick.
hold off 2 men, or 15 men, or even 50 men. The more they send, the worse it's going to look for them. They made a huge mistake hiring those guys. No one likes foreign mercenaries. The leftists hate them, the fascists hate them, even the moralists think they're in bad taste.
How is this connected to the strike?
Harry, there is no strike, only war. Class war. Or, in business terms, a dawn raid. Or wait. Is that when you still pay them something? Because we won't do that. We're not going to give nothing. We're going to take Terminal B away from them. The roads, the gates, the containers, that big crane, even the damn coffee maker. We're going to take all of it for the people, and fuck Wild Pines.
The word fuck rings like a gunshot from his mouth. He doesn't swear often.
So that's why you haven't let Joyce in?
Yes. It's also why I let that midget Gaumont go. He's too nice. I can't put him through this. Plus, he knows how to get in here. That woman can't tell her tits from her arsehole. She has no chance.
What?
Tits from her arsehole. It's a local saying.
Actually, no, it's not.
Why are you telling me your plans?
Because we're friends, Harry. Besides, it doesn't matter now. You can go tell her if you want. It won't change the course of events. We have a significant head start. It's already happening.
How are you going to fund your new independent harbour?
Oh, you mean what sort of goods are going to be flowing through? How am I going to replace all the contacts we'll lose once the poo-poo hits the fan? The clients will ditch us. Harry, we've thought of everything.
Yeah.
Clients would take a well-known multinational conglomerate over a local mobster any day.
You can't possibly continue like you have. Clients will leave en masse. Everything? Ooh, what do you think? Yeah, I'll go with one.
Sure, some will go, but mark my words. The company will be unpleasantly surprised to see how many of them stay loyal to Martinaise and to the new competitive contracts we can offer. With renewed zeal sparked by communal ownership, the men will be shipping those containers double time. You'll be surprised to see how fast things go without parasites latching on. We'll have our hands free to pursue bold, exotic new revenue streams.
This sounds very much like Brexit.
That's drugs.
Drug trafficking.
Drug trafficking? Don't be stupid, Mr. Kitsuragi. There are perfectly legal, 100% ethical chemical factories on the Samarin Isola. You don't need to be colonialist about it. All they do is produce components to keep the pharmaceutical industry running. That's people's health we're talking about. Old grannies, little babes, people with disabilities.
That's just the top of the iceberg, though, isn't it? God, that sounds shady. Digging it, Everett. I have to say I'm digging this part.
The company thinks transporting these chemicals in bulk looks bad, has bad optics, may be illegal in some countries. The Debarders Union, however, we're all about the large volume column. We're gonna transport the living daylights out of those materials, Harry. So your sick kid can get his benefit and your wacky uncle doesn't have to come off risperidone.
He slams his fist on the desk once more.
Benefit is a children's cold medicine, usually apricot flavored, and risperidone is used to treat severe psychosis.
And the kids on the street can get speed and pyrrolidone.
I'm an old-fashioned guy, Mr. Kitsuragi. I sometimes grab a beer with the boys, but I have no idea about the things you just mentioned.
He smiles.
But if I were to supply ingredients for some sort of rainbow party, I would make sure the Union took a fantastic share. And I'd keep that stuff far away from Martinaise.
He's basically admitting to it.
Drugs are a no-go for me. I'll report this. I have to admit that's a well-put-together plan and far removed from you. Interesting stuff. I just want to serve this murder, okay? Makes sense to regulate the drug trade like this. Keeps it out of more dangerous hands. I have to admit, that's a well-put-together plan, and far removed from you.
It's also far removed from my men and the people of
Yeah.
Martinaise who've put their trust in me. Anyway, let's not focus on the sensationalism of the drug trade. This hypothetical drug trade is all anyone ever seems to be interested in. It would only be a small part of the harbour's turnover, just like the harbour is, but a small part of Martinaise.
It would still be illegal.
Let's look at the big picture. Martinaise as a whole. There are little girls out there with dreams of making music. Young mothers who want to start businesses. Models who want to walk catwalks and steel welders who want to weld steel.
Yes.
I'm going to unite them all into one economic body. We're going to incorporate this place to Kingdom Come. Everyone's going to be in on the wealth, and everyone's going to pull their weight.
Well, I mean, if it has the word incorporate in it, then I like it. I'm a money guy. That's very ambitious. I love what you're doing for the working man. I'm not feeling a whole lot of Revachol here. Not enough flags or kings. Honestly, it's not my place to judge or express an opinion. Yeah, well, more, I don't like any of the above options.
Harry, the length you're willing to go to keep your nose clean is remarkable. You will always have a warm bed in Mr. Clare's household, my friend, and a special place in the future of Martinaise.
Yeah. Right. Let's say that's it for now.
Great. I think we have truly built a bridge between Martinaise and Jamrock today.
Jesus.
We have united the RCM and the Debarders Union.
Suddenly there's sadness in his tone.
This has been so great. I'm sorry we don't have more fun things to do together, but if you ever feel like bouncing something off me, my door is always open.
Right, I'm going to leave now, but we might talk again later. And with that, I'm going to save it. Figure it out when I next play. Because I am shattered and this is getting intense. I need my wits about me for what's to come, I think. So, with that, I shall bid you adieu. Thanks for hanging out. And we'll get back to this soon. Good night.